I thought we started really well in terms of the game. Put them under some pressure, created opportunity. Again, started the second half really well. We got an early score, and then credit to Italy. I think they played some really good rugby in that kind of middle part of the second half. We couldn't get the ball off them, and then when we did get the ball, we weren't retaining it that well. They were putting us under a little bit of pressure. So, but it was never in doubt at the end. And a strong finish. And the campaign, look, I said before that I thought a good campaign for us would be 5 good performances, not necessarily based on results. And I think it was probably 4.5 good performances, that second half against Ireland. And then just that kind of 20-minute period in the middle of the second half today were probably the only times that I felt that we weren't the better team in the game. But I think overall it's been a really good campaign. Everything going to plan today, we're outright third, which I think behind the 2 top teams in the world, that's a positive, and especially with that game against France, probably with us that being the one that got away.
Yeah, I wonder if it's tinged with a little bit with what might have been because of where you were at the start after the first 2.
Well, I guess you can look at it like that. I think for us, you look at it subjectively. We did really well at the start. We won those 2 games. I think by far the better team in both of them. And then that France game, we just probably left ourselves a wee bit too much to do. So yeah, you could look at the what ifs, but I think how we bounced back from that to the first half performance against Ireland, and then got a 5-pointer today.
Jimmy, you were saying you never in doubt. Was it a wee bit tense that final 5 minutes when they're on your line? It's been a wee bit.
Well, obviously, like a team's 5 meters out, but I think for us, like we were confident in our defence and how we were playing. I think we probably gave them a couple of easy ins during that period in terms of our discipline that we let them play down there. But at the end, like I wasn't worried. I didn't feel anxious at all. So no, I genuinely felt like when we got that scrum that was us. Like we'd won that game.
And how important was the bonus point? I mean, running from your own line. Was that part of the plan, or was it a penalty advantage kind of encouraged you?
Obviously, the penalty advantage meant that we had a free play, and we knew that. I don't know if the boys would have decided to do something different. Our plan was to get the penalty at the scrum. But I think, like you saw at the end of the second half as well, when we could have easily kicked it out, but look, we wanted to play. We wanted to put Italy under pressure. We felt that if we went at them, that we'd create opportunity and that we'd tire them out, and that's what we wanted to do. And I think you saw that at the end. That's how we want to play. Like play from anywhere if the space is there to take it.
You had a couple of conversations with the referee during that little period of Italy pressure. Were you always confident you were on the right side of the rules there?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I didn't get marched this week, so that was fine. But look, I thought the referee handled the game on the whole reasonably well. Like, you got to remember, these guys are under immense amounts of pressure as well. That's their job. They have parameters that they need to meet, and they're under pressure because they all want to go to a World Cup. And I think, as far as I can understand it, they get 1 game each in the Six Nations to kind of put their hand up for that. So, like, these guys are under pressure. So, like, as we all are. So, like, sometimes it's just how you approach that.
You didn't get marched this week. Was that because you were extra polite this week, or did you change your language at all?
No, I don't think so. I made sure I said "sir" every sentence. And look, last week it was one of those ones where it's probably just a bit of a misunderstanding in terms of the feeling at the time. But like, I'm not worried about my rapport with referees.
Jamie, how much do you feel the side has grown over the campaign?
Yeah, I think we've grown really well. I think we're a very close group on the whole, and I know like a lot of teams will say that, but I genuinely mean that. Like, there's a lot of people in that team who are best mates and who would do anything for each other, and even the ones that aren't necessarily that close, again, would go out and put their body on the line for each other. It is a very close group, and our connection is something that we pride ourselves on. So yeah, we've grown in terms of that throughout this campaign. We've learned some lessons in terms of in those 2 tougher games, but I think on the whole, yeah, really positive.